Simon Barter put up in the Union. He generated a lot of data which needs collating.
And he comes in every night.
I'm carrying out research into various psychotropic drugs. As you can see, we've got a lot of rats.
Did Simon know Jonathan Warman?
I have no idea. It's possible.
Do you think he's capable of killing someone?
Given the right circumstances. But then, given the right circumstances, so are we all, officer. Look, I had frustration, but I couldn't tell the police. It's patient confidentiality.
How long has he been your patient?
Simon came to us having started showing signs of schizophrenia. Paranoid delusions, hearing voices.
When was this?
6 months ago. I got him on a trial I'm conducting for a new drug. It's a double-blind trial, which means that neither the patient nor the clinician
knows if they're taking the drug or a placebo, I know.
That's right. After 4 months, he showed no symptoms at all. I broke his double-blind code last night. He's been taking T489. It's been a remarkable success.
So when he claims he's hearing voices and there are people in his dreams, that's all made up?
Whatever made Simon do what he did, it's not because of his illness. This is Martin Middlebrook, MBBS, MSc, MA, PhD, FRCP, MRC Psych. Currently, I'm Professor of Psychiatry at Thameside University. Before that, I was 3 years at the Bethlehem and Maudsley Hospital as Senior Lecturer and Honorary Consultant Psychiatrist. I was also 2 years at the Kronfeld Forschungsanstalt for Psychiatry.
I beg your pardon?
I'm sorry, the Kronfeld Institute for Psychiatric Research in Munich.
Thank you.
Simon Wells was a patient in your care, is that right?
He was part of a trial I was conducting into a new drug, T489.
To alleviate the symptoms of schizophrenia?
That's right.
And how did Simon respond?
Well, it had a remarkable effect. Within a very short period of time, he was asymptomatic.
In your expert opinion, Doctor, based on your extensive knowledge of my client, do you think that he poses a threat to himself or anyone else?
Provided he continues taking his medication, there's no reason why he should.
Thank you.
That's not what two equally expert psychiatrists have said.
They were with him for a total of an hour and a half, interviewing him in turn like some sort of tag team. I'm not sure how much weight we should attach to their findings.
His parents found him crying, naked, hearing the voices all over again. How much weight should we attach to them?
In my experience, seeing a loved one in distress affects our perception of what's happening.
You're saying they're exaggerating?
I'm saying they're parents, not doctors.
So despite the evidence given by two expert witnesses, the first-hand experience of Mr. and Mrs. Wells, you're right and they're all wrong?
Yes.
It's not possible you could be mistaken.
The letters after my name aren't there by accident. It's not likely.
Sure what it is you think might come. He made a mistake, that's all. Regrettable, but hardly grounds.
He made a mistake? As far as I'm aware, I didn't build the bomb. I didn't post it. I didn't kill Jonathan Waldman. All I did was have a little faith that Simon Wells would pull through. I was wrong.
I'd say.
Let me try and make this simple. Dealing with experimental drugs is never plain sailing. The clue is in the word experimental.
Thank you. I was struggling.
There will always be glitches.
Blowing up Jonathan Waldman was a glitch.
Do you honestly think there's a criminal case to answer?
Okay, enough of this. Your client was fully aware of the situation. He knew the dangers and did nothing. He could have hospitalized Simon, changed his medication, warned the police, or at the very least Jonathan Waldman. Instead, what did he do? He falsified the data in direct breach of the Ethics Committee protocol so it looked good in the eyes of the drug company. Which makes it manslaughter. You bet there's a criminal case to answer. Perhaps you'd like to tell us what it is.
It's a PET scan.
PET scans are routinely carried out before drug tests to confirm that the patient is indeed schizophrenic and not suffering from anything else. Would you like to tell us what this means? This area here.
It means I'm going to die. It means I have a tumor. I'm not a schizophrenic.
Which you would have found out right at the start, if you hadn't been so busy cutting corners.
Although tumours can mimic schizophrenic symptoms, Simon was also complaining of headaches and vomiting, which has nothing to do with schizophrenia, but you ignored all that because it didn't fit, did it? It just got in the way, and you...
I didn't have time. All right? FRKL were desperate to complete tests and take the drug to market. And it was working. The others on T489 were getting their lives back. This drug will make a difference to hundreds of thousands of people. Let's not forget that.
So what, you just sacrificed Simon for the greater good?
The truth would have come out at some point. Surely you must have known that.
Do you think I had some kind of master plan?
No, I think by that stage you were only interested in saving your precious reputation.
I had a department to fund. A university on my back. A drugs company. I mean, do you people know what that kind of pressure means?
Do you know what inoperable means?
Thing is, you only got the scan done when Simon's symptoms returned. You saw the scan and you knew what it meant. And you knew that if you acknowledged the tumour, you'd have to admit to having not done the scan in the first place.
Simon could have received treatment right then. Could even have made a full recovery. But instead, you made Julia Anstice falsify the data and...
Sentenced me to death.
Are you sure those letters after your name aren't there by accident?
We're done here.
Look at me. Look at me! I've got a few months. Maybe 3 if I'm lucky. That's what they tell me. And you knew. I killed that poor man and now I'm dead too. And you knew.
Right now, for the death of Jonathan Waldman, it's manslaughter, gross negligence. You'll answer for Simon Wells, too. When the time comes, I'll be charging you with murder.